Can I put too much tension on the spring?
Yeah, you can. I mean, putting more tension on the spring is only going to do two things. It's going to wear on your trap. It's going to wear your battery down much quicker because you're going to put a lot more stress on the motor trying to cock it, and you're really not going to get any extra distance. All you want to do is when you put your spring on, when your arm is out in the 12 o'clock position straight out, that means it's completely relaxed when you're loading it, that you just put enough tension on this spring that it's not wiggling. You don't want any dead spots in there because you could get a rattle or a noise.
Okay. I'm breaking targets by my plunger. It's putting too much pressure on it, it seems like. What am I doing wrong?
Well, possibly your feeder. You got that cam underneath here that we talked about. And maybe what's happening is it's pushing your feeder back way farther than it needs to, which is pushing your plunger that much farther forward. So what you can do is go back underneath here where your cam was and relax that a little bit so that your feeder doesn't go that far forward. Now, if it's just barely dropping and working the way it's supposed to, and you got some soft targets, what you can do is go ahead and unscrew this tip on here, take the screw off, and I'd cut maybe 1 or 2 coils off of your spring. Won't hurt anything, and that'll take a bunch of tension off that second bird.
Good deal.
But don't take too much off of there, because if you buy one of our adapters to hold another stack of birds in here, if you don't have enough tension on here, it's not going to be able to hold all those targets.
Okay.
So just take off a little bit at a time.
Before we do that, we definitely want to make sure the spring is taken off on the bottom.
Release the trap out to the 12 o'clock position, take the spring off, and anytime you're working on this thing, make sure that spring is not on there, or just when you're done using it, when she's hooked up, all you got to do is fire it and immediately turn it off, and your arm will end up over in this position very safe.
And that's how we want to store it.
Always. Anytime you're not using it, you don't leave it in the field loaded, because your spring is all stretched out and it's in a dangerous position. It's down here. This is like a loaded gun. This is a shell in the chamber. It's ready to go. You bump this arm and get that spring past center, it fires. So you go to pick this trap up or move it, this arm is going to get a welt on it.
Turn it off as soon as we're done.
Always. Release it, hit the pedal, let the thing fire, immediately turn it off, and it'll end up over here in this position, completely safe.
Then it's totally safe, and we can carry it and move it anywhere we want to go.
Anywhere you want to go.
Good deal. Let's go shoot.